Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing the F.P. Journe Chronometre Souverain 40mm in platinum with Havana dial. This is a gorgeous option to fit any wrist and any taste. 40mm in diameter by only 8mm thick. It is an awesome dress profile. 48mm lug-to-lug, it will wear on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. With a 20mm spacing between the lugs, the watch will fit on any standard 20mm strap. You will have a universe of options. Flat, flush, comfortable, and thanks to the short and tightly downturned lugs, suitable for truly small wrists. This is a watch that has an impressive presence. Though it is a dress watch, and as you can see, suitable for any tight cuff, nevertheless, there's a warmth and I would almost say a joie de vivre about this watch that makes it just as appropriate when the weather gets warm and the sleeves get short. So don't allow it to be pigeonholed as a dress watch. We have a custom Jean Roussau Parisian handmade strap on this watch with medium scale alligator leather, a bonded profile, so there is a binding stitch, but there's no other stitching, and it's bonding the calf skin of the bottom to the gaiter of the top. The matte brown perfectly suited to the Havana dial, and you can see it is a graceful and glorious combination. Nicely made. It is paired with a simple platinum pin buckle for quick on-the-fly adjustments. Classically smooth, polished, spare Journe case design. Calatrava style integrated lugs. You can see those lugs turned down rather sharply, one of the reasons why this watch wears so well on a small wrist. Everything of high polish, the mid-case defined by the junction of the caseback lip and the bezel lip. The bezel is domed in profile, and you can see there is the characteristic Journe double dimple knurled crown outboard. The watch with a Havana dial. Havana dials first launched by F.P. Journe in 2016. Shortly thereafter, about 1 year later, the Havana dial CS was launched. My favorite part of this watch is actually the handset, and if you look carefully you can see that they are sort of a cream off-white. They are not perfectly white, and they better match the Havana dial because of it. You have small seconds, you have a power reserve indicator, and of course you have those characteristic Journe biomorphic tapered hands with a pocket watch inspired railroad track outboard for the minutes, and you can see radially arrayed Arabic numerals that will shrink periodically and swell to fit around the readouts of the sub-registers. Now, if you wind this watch, because it is the Chronometre Souverain, you will note that the power reserve progresses towards 0 as I wind the watch. That's because the watch is inspired by marine chronometers or deck clocks, which had to be wound 24 hours apart every single time. They were always wound after 24 hours to maintain timekeeping, so that when they ran fast at the same time every day, and when they lost a little bit of pace, they would lose it at the same time every day. So it was more important to know when the watch or the deck clock was last wound. Every 24 hours you would wind, and that's why when fully wound, as with the deck clock, this chronometer also reads 0. Turn it all over. The movement, caliber 1304. As you can see, it is a glorious disc of rose gold. I've held an F.P. Journe movement blank in my hand, and it is absolutely spellbinding. It's like holding some sort of Olympic medallion in your hand. Everything in the watch is precious metal. The case is precious metal. The result is a watch that feels considerably heftier than its 40mm would suggest. 2 mainspring barrels, 56-hour power reserve. The barrels there really to provide even torque to the escapement. 2 barrels are more consistent about maintaining amplitude after 24 or 48 hours than you would get with a single barrel. It's also adjusted in 6 positions, which is 1 more than the COSC chronometer standard of 5, so Journe going above and beyond with this 22 joule movement. You'll also note that the balance, adjusted in 6 positions, is free sprung for shock resistance, and then it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. The drivetrain of the watch is hidden underneath the dial, so there is this sort of hidden train, or magic train, that opens up the gap between the escapement and the barrels, allowing you to see the graining or brushed sunray finish underneath the barrels. You can also see there's engine turning underneath the balance. All screws are black polished. There is a mirrored bevel on the edge of the bridges, and you can see that well, and then Côte de Genève perfectly aligned across the bridges. 30 meters water resistant. It is a sporty watch, not a sports watch, but the Chronometre Souverain in every regard the perfect companion for any non-aquatic occasion. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.